welcome to today's video where I will be talking about the basic things you need to know about journaling, mainly the do's and don'ts, why, and how you can start your own journal as well. I am Leah May Busbus and welcome to my journey with journaling. Before we move on to the main part of our video, let me first tell you guys what journaling is. Journaling generally involves the practice of keeping a diary or journal that explores thoughts, feelings, and our perspectives surrounding a certain event or happening in our lives. Over the years, journaling has evolved and been modified to fit one's preference or aesthetic of choice, but still serves the same purpose. Journaling has been used closely to monitor and improve one's well-being and promotes a healthier way of releasing thoughts and negativities. Overall, journaling has multiple benefits and its advantages outweighs the disadvantages. Now that we know what journaling is, let's move on to the things you need to have in order for you to start your own journal. First, and probably the most important one in the list, would be a journal or a notebook of your choice. In buying a notebook, the choice comes down to your personal preference. You could buy big-sized ones, regular-sized, plain ones, colorful ones, smaller sized, or even pocket-sized notebooks. As journaling is a very personal hobby, everything comes down to what you feel works the best for you. As you can see, some of my journals here are of good quality despite the cheaper price. Now that we have a notebook, of course we would need a pen. Similar to choosing a notebook, choosing a pen also comes down to your own preferences. You can use pencils, regular pens, gel pens, colored pens, brush pens, or even markers and highlighters. With those two materials alone, the notebook and the pen, you can already get started with your journal. However, there are also some other optional materials that you can use to personalize your journal and make it more you. And these materials that you can use includes: to start your own journal, you need to know about the do's and don'ts. For the do's, first of all, do follow the rules of journaling. And rule number 1 is that there are no rules. That's it. Journaling is a very personal hobby and everything comes down to what you find yourself being comfortable with. And every person is different from another. That means there are no universal rules when it comes to making your own journal. It's all about what you want to do, what you want to write, what you find yourself comfortable with. And for the don'ts, well, there's only one thing that you shouldn't do when making a journal. Don't limit yourself and your creativity. Most people refrain themselves from fully expressing themselves out of fear that it might be too much. But there's no such thing as too much in journaling. You do you, and that's all that matters. Now that you know the do's and don'ts, you're ready to start your own journal. Just to show you an example, I have here with me some of my previous journals as well as my current journal. So my previous journals are pretty much the same with each other. As you can see, I usually wrote on a day-to-day basis. Another one, day-to-day basis as well. Pretty similar, these two are pretty similar with each other. Now for this one, as you can see here, mini bullet journal. And also I wrote the time where I wrote the journal or the journal entry. Yeah, most of the entries here are usually, I'd have 5 entries within the same day. And my biggest one, this one, as you can see, Journal of Life. The only difference is that I wrote here the journal entry number, the date, and the time I've written them. So it's pretty much the combination of these two. So these 4 are my previous journals. Now, for my current journal, it's pretty different from these two. I've decided to take a new approach to it by combining scrapbook elements and journaling elements into one. So as you can see, it is still a journal entry, but I've decided to design it in a way that you would to a scrapbook. This one is a journal for my poetry and poem pieces. So yep, that's what you can do for yours as well. However, it's like I said, it's not very limited to just these two topics. You can choose whatever topic you want, whatever approach you want to have. So to show you guys how I do my current journal, I've prepared here a poetry piece that I wrote. So to summarize what we've talked about today, we've tackled the topics of the do's and don'ts in making a journal, why you should start a journal, how you can start a journal, the materials that you're gonna need, and I've also shown some examples on how I do my current journal and how I did my previous journals. So if you're into journaling like me or a beginner and wants to know more, leave a comment down below and I'll try my best to respond as soon as I can. And for the time being that I am not here and unable to respond, I will leave some links in the description down below of some accounts that focuses on journaling, places where you can get tips and advices or ideas, prompts, and I'll also leave the Reddit group that I joined, filled with so many good people willing to help you any time of the day. I hope you enjoyed today's video. This has been my journey with journaling. I'm Leah May Bismuth. Thank you.